Hey everybody, and welcome to another Golden Age stories stream. We are going to be playing Mage the Ascension, Technogate. We have with us Motorori, Jesse's Muse, and Bruce City Bastard. Motorori, why don't you just give us a quick physical breakdown of what your character looks like, and who your character is.
I play Tycho Vance. I'm 25 years old. I grew up in Madison. I'm a void engineer, and I just got back from running around with werewolves for a few years. And now I work at the local construct, where my mother is the head of the Q division.
All right, cool. What do you?
White guy, 6'1". White guy, 6'1". Blonde hair.
Okay. What kind of clothes do you usually wear when you're on the job?
Jeez, I've never had to think about that. Well, not a suit. Let's see, late 90s. Running around with werewolves for a long time. But techno werewolves. Let's go with upper echelon crust punk.
All right. So Jesse's Muse, why don't you go ahead and describe Phaedra for us?
She is a 27-year-old black female. She just happened to arrive here in Madison a couple months back. She originated from Las Vegas. She is pursuing her mother's killer. That's why she's in this state. She just so happened to meet the other two characters a couple months back under that pursuit, and just found out she is a progenitor. She wears very disheveled clothes, like anything you could find at Goodwill that looks professional. Yeah, that's my character.
Cool. And then, Bruce City, you want to let us know about Robert Kell?
Yeah, so I play Robert Kell. He is a straight-laced, very average-looking dude, always in a suit and tie, always carrying his briefcase. He was a psychologist, psychotherapist for a lot of the void engineers that would come back from missions and that kind of thing. So slightly exposed to it, but very new to the mysteries of the world that he's experiencing right now. So this is all a little overwhelming, but he seems to be coming around. He's pretty average, about 6 foot, glasses, not real athletic or anything like that.
All right.
And yeah. Did I miss one? Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's good. We'll kind of start this off. Just kind of give you guys, anybody that's new that's watching this, this is a Mage the Ascension technocracy game. They are playing in the Madison Conclave called Technogate Command. And these guys go through a giant super gate that takes them to different places in the Umbra or on Earth or, other realities, stuff like that. And they do missions depending on what's called for. So today they will be doing such a mission. So you guys are called into the briefing room. You were given an email once again at like 6 o'clock. The briefing is at 8 a.m. and the email just kind of details out that you guys are going to be going to Mars. Recently, there has been the Technocracy has been able to establish a research base there, and they're basically looking for people to do surveying for them. They have located, they believe that there is a nearby node that they'd like to have surveyed. So your team is going to be going in. However, you'll be going in a little bit of an unconventional way. You'll be taking a starship. But there's some details inside of there, but we'll kind of be going over it inside of the briefing. So I'm just going to have you guys kind of skip the research phase for that, because it's going to be kind of a straightforward kind of thing. Although you guys can do research and stuff like that if you wish to. Is there anybody that wants to dig in deeper into anything? Because I'm going to go over really basic kind of stuff in the briefing. There's not going to be in-depth into anything. Just over the general email that you basically got. Is there anything that you want to dig into deeper before going to Mars or on a spaceship?
I would like to know information on the station that we're going to, how long it's been there, who's on it.
Okay. So the basis, I mean, that's really basic information you can kind of get, which is the base is a newly established biodome, basically, that they're building. It is a Void Engineer progenitor combo mission, basic or like convention or conclave, basically, or the construct. It is the main researcher that's heading it is a progenitor named Kim. She is the head of the conclave or the construct. It has only been there for about 3 months. It has just recently been built, and there's not much information on Mars from what you can see. The basis on it is that this is like the first base ever established on Mars. Alright, anybody else?
Do I know which sphere, according to the traditions, Mars is associated with? I don't think I have tradition lore.
I'm gonna say no at this point.
Am I vaguely aware that
of Shard Realm
the
stuff like that?
Planets, am I vaguely aware represent Shard Realms of the 9 spheres, or is that not in my knowledge base?
Let's see here. Normally, because you're driving, I'm not going to have you roll for that. I'm going to say that you kind of have a base understanding of that.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember which one it is right now.
Yeah, that works.
In character and in real life.
What you do know too, then, I will say though, just from having known, since you're digging in a little bit about concepts of what the how the mages view this area, you do know that the tradition mages, have traditionally owned Mars, and that they've never been able, or that they've always had a base that there's like a star base, I believe, that's like hanging out outside of Mars that normally protects Mars from ever being incurred by any technocracy.
Oh. So this is special.
If you want to dig deeper, I'll give you a little bit, because you can't roll and stuff like that, is that there has been an incident recently that you can't really get any real information on, but that starbase has been destroyed, and the Technocracy is now moving to, establish setups on Mars. This does not seem to be a military installation, though, that you guys are. This is a research installation that you're going to. However, there are military installations that are being set up as well.
So wait, let me get this clear. The Technocracy had a space station around Mars, but that was destroyed.
No,
and now they're building.
The Traditions had a starbase around Mars that protected it from the Technocracy, protected Mars from the Technocracy, and now that's been destroyed. Very, in the last 3 months.
Okay.
Alright, anybody else want to do any other kind of research?
So it's not a military base that we're going to? It's just like a normal research base?
Yep.
Do we have defenses for if the tradition mages show back up?
Oh yeah, there are definitely military personnel that are there.
Okay.
Alright, anything else?
I just want to point out how excited I am because this is the first destination that makes sense to me.
We're only going to Mars now.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I can just hop on a spaceship and go to Mars. Yeah, that's easy.
We are gonna need to acquire some equipment.
They will be providing you guys with equipment, basically. You don't need to have any special equipment for this. Everything will be provided for you.
Super rad. Let's go, guys.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you guys go to the briefing. Back. Alright, so you guys meet up with the General, General Dick, and he basically... you guys sit down at a table here in the briefing room, and you guys have little pamphlets in front of you that have all of your briefing information, and he says, well, I got you one that I don't think even you civilians can fuck up. So, I'm going to be having you guys go to Mars. You're going to do a basic survey of the of an area 1 mile or 1 kilometer from the base, and just do a basic survey. We're providing you with all of the required tools for the survey, and just bring that data back. And the starship that you will be taking is also heading to Utopia Station, so it will drop you off on Mars, head to Utopia Station, and then on its return trip it will be picking you back up and bringing you back to Technogate Command. Any questions? All right, dismissed.
How long is the mission expected to be?
You are expected to be there for a day. The survey itself should, well, given your incompetence, I would say take you more than half that time.
Okay.
We appreciate you putting your confidence in us, sir.
Dismissed. Alright, so you guys...
I don't think he likes us.
Fucker, we haven't failed not one goddamn mission.
Well, you've only had one mission with him, and
No, he didn't bring the guy back, so...
you didn't complete the
You
mission.
tried to strand us in the fucking realm. The button didn't even goddamn work.
That's true, yeah.
You did
So
kind
we
of
fucked it up
tried to
even worse
kill us.
because we actually somehow came back.
You're even more of a fuck up than what. Not getting the guy. You came back. That was... God damn it. All right. So you guys are scheduled to leave at noon. So you got 4 hours to get ready. Really, there's nothing to do for getting ready. Is there anything special that anybody wants to do?
Well, see. That's supposed
Sorry,
to
what was that?
return. I said, seeing as the last time we were supposed to return, button didn't work, we should probably have a GTFO escape plan somehow. Granted, I wouldn't know what we should do. I think... I don't know, Tycho, you should probably bring a toolbox to fix our ship if it decides to not work.
Yeah, sure. I'll bring my tools. Or a general toolkit. This ship, it's landing on the planet, right? With other people, other than us?
It's not going to land on the planet. It's going to kind of just beam you down.
Okay. But it's going to Utopia Station, which I assume is in orbit or something?
Utopia Station is, I want to say Mars or I'm sorry, I want to say Jupiter or Saturn. I think it's Saturn. So it's flying from Earth. It's going to arrive at Mars, and then it's going to fly from Mars to Utopia Station, and then it's going to turn back around, hit back Mars, and come back to Earth. And you guys are going to Mars, getting dropped off. It's going to Utopia Station. It's coming back to Mars, picking you up, and then coming back to Earth.
Okay, maybe that is. Are there other technocrats on Mars right now?
Yes, there's a starbase on Mars. There's a base on Mars that's a progenitor and void engineer base. There's a couple other military installations that they're building right now as well. But this is basically this is the biodome where they're trying to grow stuff on Mars.
Okay, and we're getting beamed to that base?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think we'll be fine then. Because if we get stranded there, we'll be among friends.
Yeah, you won't be stranded in the middle of nowhere.
So yeah, we're fine. We're good.
Okay, anybody else have anything that they want to do? Alright, so, you guys arrive at the hangar that you guys are assigned to at noon, and this is the starship that you see before you. It has the USS Knox written on it, and it's a battle cruiser sized starship, and let's see here, that is Captain Rebecca Williams, is the one who meets you at the entry or at the entry of the starship, and says, "Welcome aboard, gentlemen and lady. We will be getting you underway. I am giving you permission to stay on the bridge for the journey. It should only take us a couple of hours to get to Mars once we get through the gate. Is there anything that I can assist you with before we get underway?"
I'm good.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Oh, how foolish of me! I forgot to say my name. I'm Captain Rebecca Williams. You can just call me Sir or Captain Williams.
Yes, sir.
And what are you guys' names?
I mean, you don't know already?
Well,
I'm Robert
I mean, there's a
Kell.
manifest, right?
I don't know which one's Robert, but I didn't have pictures of you, sorry.
Oh, you can't tell I'm Tycho Vance.
Robert Kell.
Phaedra Bennett, Captain.
Well, welcome aboard, and come with me. And she just starts walking you guys down the hallways. This is kind of what the inside in looks like. It's a white room, you know, very white walls, like very plain looking inside actually. Nothing really aesthetic about it. Even some of the like aesthetics that are on here are actually a little bit too aesthetic in this picture. But yeah, plain corridors, white corridors. And this is the bridge. You've got, you know, it's kind of got an odd kind of layout instead of your standard, you know, like starship bridge that you'd see on like Star Trek. It's kind of more of like it's got like an observatory area, you know, where it's got like a piloting seat area. There's like a command center area with screens and stuff, and the captain kind of walks and doesn't really, you know, have a specific, well, there is a specific seat for him, but it's a co-pilot seat for him if he needs to sit down, but the captain walks normally around with the crew and kind of observes things on all the different monitors and keeps up on stuff. You guys are seated to just take any one of the, there's like 2 opens, or there's like, I would say altogether probably like 5 open seats all over, you know, around in the bridge area that you can kind of just take a seat anywhere.
Oh, well, thank you for letting us sit in the bridge during the journey, Captain. I'm sure this is probably I haven't sat in one of these for, almost 8 years. Perhaps we can help you with the controls?
No, I think the pilots have that.
Alright, well, I'll just sit at this station here. And I promise not to touch anything.
Yeah, try not to break anything. By the way, does anybody try to break anything or touch anything?
No.
Would you like me to try to break something?
I wouldn't know.
Tycho, just keep your hands to yourself, please.
Well, this is just a scanner. I can't break a scanner.
Alright, so the ship takes off and heads through the Stargate. So Stargate is big enough to just fit this thing through. It shoots on through, and you guys end up in outer space. And you enter into warp, and basically you'll be there in under an hour. Is there anything that you want to do on this hour that you have at this point?
I mean, this is basically like being on an airplane.
Yep.
Is there...
I mean, there's always hijinks that you can try and get yourself into. I'm not stopping any of that, but I have nothing planned for you to do on this trip other than move to the next scene.
Yeah, I don't want to be stranded in space.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping to myself for now.
All right. So you guys arrive without incident pretty quickly, and you guys are now above Mars. You guys get into orbit, and they beam you down. And there's like a biodome and like some, compartments and some makeshift roads and solar panels and a little rocket ship that they have nearby. And you guys arrive in the bio-experiment, kind of are beamed down in this bio-experiment room where you see like trees are being grown in like test tubes basically. There's a couple soldiers and other people kind of walking around stations for monitoring stuff. And then Dr. Kim comes up and greets you. She is a little Asian woman, white shirt, or white lab coat on, glasses, kind of looks up at you guys, smiles. She's like 4'11". She's like, "Hello." She's got a little, clipboard that she has with a pen, and she's like writing stuff down. She's like, "Oh, are you guys here to do the surveying?"
Yep, that's
That's us. Technogate 42.
Oh,
just
that's
a
great.
nice, easy survey mission
I
on
am
planet Mars.
I am Dr. Kim. I am the head researcher here at this facility. As you can see, we are growing and learning how to best grow plants here on Mars. So we're adapting all of the plants that you see in these tubes to being adapted to the environment, so that hopefully one day we can just release these onto Mars and completely terraform this whole planet, making it available for all humans. You will be giving our research facility a very big you will be assisting us by finding and locating a nearby node that we believe exists that will assist us with powering this facility even further. Once we have established the location, the center location of that node, report back to us, and we will immediately send our construction crews to start expanding a base in that area. It is about 1 kilometer to the north. Is there any questions?
Sounds pretty straightforward to me.
Do we have to wear like spacesuits, or what's the deal?
Oh, absolutely. We will be providing you with outside environmental gear. You will be constricted to a certain degree, but it will provide you with the protection needed. I would not advise breathing the Mars air. However, while you are inside of the facility, you do not need to have any suits. However, if you are to leave the containers or the biodome, you will have to have a protective suit on.
Is there any additional samples that you think we should procure for you while we're out in the field?
If you do see any signs of water, or if you do see any signs of other life, definitely obtain those samples if possible. But you are not required in any way. The most important part is to get that node. Well, should I take you to the exit and get you guys the gear that required for you to start the excavation, or would you like to take a break for a little bit? I know you have been on a long flight.
What do you guys think?
I don't know, man. People keep asking me if I want to do stuff. Not sure.
I don't trust anybody.
I've only got bad ideas. No, let's go to the airlock and get this over with.
Okay. And I did want to look at some of those cases and see how they're acclimating the environments inside of them, but okay, we can go.
Alright, so she escorts you guys to the airlock, and there is suits inside of the airlock for you to put on. They will give you armor of 2, but they will reduce your dexterity by 1. The gravity outside is a little bit less than Earth gravity, so you will be lighter and have a little bit more of a jump to you, which is why they are only giving you a penalty of dex negative of 1 instead of the 2 that it should be giving you. But if you wear these inside of like this, normal gravity areas, you'll be back at negative 2 dex.
Are they providing sidearms?
They are providing. There is because Mars is not as barren as everyone would love you to believe it to be in this world, at least. So it's possible you might run into spirits and stuff like that. So they do provide you with sidearms. However, regular sidearms will work on Mars. So.
Yeah, I never leave without my train gun and my pistol. So.
Yeah. Does my gun belt filter fit around the suit?
Yeah. Yep, these are actually pretty sleek looking suits. They're not the bulky, astronaut looking suits. They're kind of more of the, if you kind of seen like Lost in Space, it's much more of like an armored suit rather than this big bulky, puffed up coat kind of thing. So it's much more tight around you and onto the skin and fits very well. The helmet is very sleek and like kind of fits very snugly to your head.
Alright, I suit up.
Alright. So you guys suit on up and head out into Mars. So Mars's landscape here. So you guys trek for a kilometer north over very rough terrain. So I want everybody to make a dexterity plus, or make a stamina plus athletics roll.
Favorite roll.
Can't wait to start this out right.
The difficulty 6.
Difficulty will be 6.
Oh my god.
And Josh, can you roll for me?
Yep, I can roll for you. Let's see here.
Stop it. So I made it. My greatest fear when the world is my jetpack.
So you have stamina of 4, athletics of 2, so 6 dice. Okay, so you got 2 successes. And Phaedra got 1, and Robert got 2.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Well, you guys are all solid. You guys make the trip without having any problems. I was hoping for a botch where somebody would fall and their suit would rip open.
Stop.
Wow.
Stop it. What in the world is my jetpack? It's hot back.
So yeah, so it's kind of the same kind of red environment. It's nothing spectacular. There's dunes and mounds and mountains and rocks and stuff like that. There's nothing really spectacular. Big red landscape that you're kind of seeing. The sun is a little bit smaller than it normally would be, and things are just going quite well. No problems whatsoever. And you guys are able to make the hike without a problem. And then it kind of dawns on you guys that you could have probably taken one of those buggies and made this a little bit easier, but
we were never offered a buggy.
They did not offer you a buggy. But they did not offer you a buggy. They're not allow you to have a buggy. But I just thought of that right now. Actually, I did. Like, I wonder. They probably could have asked for one of those. I probably could have gave them one. But they probably.
Whatever. We only have to go
Right.
We only have to go a kilometer. That's like it's like a 10-minute walk. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's not that bad.
Uh-huh.
So, well, it is over like a hill, like kind of like, or not mountain, but a big hill, like Wisconsin's mountain is a hill actually. So, or it was until we artificially raised it.
Like, if you trip and fall downhill in Mars, you just keep skating forever?
So every things kind of unspectacular kind of journey that you guys kind of have. Everything's going kind of well. You guys arrive at the spot that they indicated would be the start where you should start scanning, and it's like this flatland area that's surrounded by hills that are close to being mountain sized basically, but there's this valley that is like completely flat that's approximately 30 kilometers in total, and then there's or like square kilometers basically, but you guys are they believe that it's not going to be that deep into the valley that you're going to have to go before you can find this node. They believe there's a meteorite or something like that that landed in this area that created this weird phenomenon here, and that's probably where the source of power is coming from. So you guys have scanners that they provided to you all. So everybody go ahead and make a technology plus perception check.
Man, for someone who's so good with technology, I am terrible with technology.
3. Okay, so you've got 6 mics. So Mike, 6 for you.
Fuck it.
Oh my god. Okay, so Phaedra doesn't. Oh no. Phaedra doesn't really know how to use the scanner, and she's like kind of like just going, I don't know what the hell's going on. And Robert. Phaedra apparently has no idea how to use this thing and is just starts like hitting it and breaks hers. So you have a broken scanner now because you were trying to use hammer modulation in order to fix it and broke it instead, and now it's not powering on at all.
Cool. I give my scanner to Tycho. If you got the time, fix this thing later.
And
wait, do we all have one, or is it one unit?
You all have one.
Oh, okay.
And Tycho, you got 2 successes in the end.
Okay.
Tycho's the only one who really knows what the hell's going on here, and he's getting a bead on the on it, but it's kind of interesting. One of the things you're starting to discover as you're like heading towards it is it jumps all of a sudden, and then it jumps around, and it's kind of like as you start getting towards it, it starts moving you back to where, you know, away from the center of this area.
Okay. So wait on that for a second. So when Phaedra hands me her scanner, I'm like, okay, here, take mine. And I turn it off and then turn it back on and I give it to her. And I'm like, did you guys not read the manual on the flight out here?
No.
Like, it was in the mission brief. I'm like, and I for like 5 minutes, I'm like showing them how to turn it on and like basic functions.
All right, well, I'm gonna see if that works here. I think that's a pretty good idea there. I'm gonna use your intelligence and your technology to see, because that's a pretty good start there. And you got 3 successes, so yeah, I'll give you. You're able to, you know, just reboot it, just like you said. You know, you read the manual actually. You hand it back to her. And
I skimmed it.
that's how it's done sometimes. And yeah, so you guys make your way. You know, basically Tycho is able to guide you guys a little bit. But as you guys, you know, start chasing this thing down, you notice that it keeps on jumping around, and it seems to be, you know, every time that you seem to be getting to it, it leads you, you know, goes somewhere else completely different, like in the opposite direction, basically. It ends up being. It kind of is making you do left turns until you go around in circles, basically.
Yeah, what do you mean by it?
There's a signature, like there's like a, you know, basically a little dot on the screen that's, you know, telling you where it is, and you got, you know, you have to do some modulating and stuff like that to try and hone in on it. This, you know, once you got to this area, the screen starts, you know, as you get kind of deeper, the screen starts getting fuzzier, it glitches, and then all of a sudden the dot will like appear, you know, a little bit farther to the left, and then a little bit farther to the left until you find yourself kind of going in circles.
Yes, but what is it?
A node.
Oh.
As I've told you multiple times, you are here to find a node so that you can...
I look at the scanner and I'm like, oh, Node Finder 3000. Oh, okay. That's what these are.
Read the manual doesn't mean I absorbed it.
Well, I don't know what a node scanner scans for. Like, the only time I'm a technocrat, the only time I've ever seen a node is like boxed up in a big old metal container with tubes coming out of it.
Oh, I assume that by node we're hunting for like minerals.
Yeah. It's just a picture that thinks like proper thing.
You're coming in really quiet, Phaedra.
Is this better?
Yep.
Yeah, just pictured a big ass tower just sitting out here doing nothing.
Okay, well apparently it's not a tower, and it's not a... can't remember what Robert
Mineral
said.
or
And it's...
node.
Yeah, it's not a rock, and it's not some sort of thing. It's apparently something that's jumping all over the goddamn place. I mean, gosh darn place.
Just let
Mars.
you know, nodes, so out of game real quick, nodes are places of power, of magical power, where quiescence comes from. And you guys don't have Prime and haven't really been doing much with your quiescent stuff, so hasn't been a big issue for your group. But the mages find them to be the most important thing. You know, it's basically a place of power. And so it could be a tower, it could be a mineral vein, it could be a lake, it could be all these other, you know, it can be anything. For all, you know, it could be it technically could be a creature, like.
Really? That's fun.
That's the reason why you're supposed to go find it. can't just be like, oh, just send a machine to go find it. It needs to be.
Okay.
So I want to try and analyze whether this thing's jumping around in any kind of pattern.
Okay. So I'm going to say, since you're going to be using that scanner pretty much, just back to technology intelligence for that. I don't think you need perception. So intelligence technology, unless you have any other idea of what you would like to roll.
Would investigation work?
Interesting.
Since we're like moving around and trying to kind of pinpoint
I'll
it
give
that
you
way.
Intelligence investigation, sure.
Oh yeah.
Made sure to get away from the technology roll, huh? So you just get a new roll in there. So absolutely, there is a pattern to this. One of the things that you notice is, of course, it happens every single time that the screen will like fuzz up even more than it normally is right now, and then it'll glitch, and it happens every time. It'll jump every time that happens. It doesn't seem to be a like, it's not like it's a creature moving around. Like, it's not like you're, like you're looking in the sky too, everyone, like, oh, maybe it's like some flying bird or something like that that's, like on Mars, I don't know, Mars birds or shit, see nothing in the sky. It's not, you don't think it's underground. You're not seeing any tremors, or you're not feeling any tremors or anything like that. And it doesn't seem to correspond with like the idea that when it jumps, it doesn't seem natural. It seems to be more of a glitch inside of the scanner itself. So it seems to be, you could kind of decipher that you would believe this might be some kind of defense mechanism of it to prevent people from finding it.
Is it something that we can kind of like... Oh, who'd we lose? Oh, we lost me for a second, I think.
Maybe.
Alright, is it something that we could kind of map out a perimeter of the affected area based on how it behaves?
Yeah, you could.
I think that would be a good, well, depending on how big the diameter starts to get, that could be a good way to narrow it down, you guys, is to really just map out the whole perimeter of where this thing starts bugging out on us.
Okay. So
Do we want to split up? Do we want to split up and walk our way around the perimeter?
Ooh, splitting the party.
Yeah, let's do it.
It'll be quicker if we each go different directions. So, who wants to go alone? Tycho, you're usually pretty good at...
Actually, how far is, how big is the area that it jumps? Is it less than 500 feet?
So you seem to be, so this canyon area that you're in is like this huge, huge giant flatland area just over the mountain top of this, beyond the hill, basically giant hill beyond the kilometer north of this base. And you guys, once you get about a kilometer in is when this kind of starts happening. But you guys have kind of gone around the outskirts of this thing mostly. You guys haven't penetrated deep into the canyon, into this big like flatland area. So everything that you guys have been doing has been keeping you guys on the outskirts, basically, is where the dot keeps on moving you farther to the outskirts, not deeper into the canyon. They're into the...
I have a question. Based on where the dot is on the scanners, should we have been able to see it by now?
Not necessarily. It all depends on what it is. If it was something that was above ground, yes. If it's something underneath ground, then absolutely not. And if it's something in the sky, who knows? It could also be just the air itself can sometimes be, charged with quiescence. So sometimes the node itself might be invisible, but this thing should be able to pin it down to its exact location.
Yeah. Do these helmets have play with the standard sensor suite?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Or are these the shitty helmets? Do these helmets have a heads-up display with a standard sensor suite?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, well, I will turn on my heads-on display and sweep through the electromagnetic spectrum from far ultraviolet to infrared and see if maybe there's something around here that we're not seeing with our eyes.
Okay. So you get 2 successes on a technology roll. So you're kind of like start messing with your scanner, that the heads-up display that kind of can do some basic scanning and stuff like that. I'm gonna say with enlightened science as well. You can with your basic spheres. I'm not gonna make you roll them, but you can kind of enhance your heads-up display to give you a little bit more stuff and scan a little bit better. And you do see that like about 2 kilometers, maybe 3 kilometers, give or take, it becomes really blurry, and you actually can't see what's in the center of this canyon, in this like plains. Like it just all becomes kind of like fuzzy, and there seems to be almost like a dome, that's like this huge, 20-kilometer square dome that's sticking out of the ground, that's just making anything beyond that dome invisible, or at the very least it just is causing this massive fuzziness.
And I can see that in like a different spectrum of light.
Right. Yep. If you look at if you find it on this like weird wavelength, that's this enlightened science wavelength.
All right. I try to duplicate the settings on their helmets so I can show it to them.
Okay. So yep, you guys kind of see this now too.
Check that out.
Okay.
That's probably where our node is.
So I've got two questions. One, do we have a way to communicate with each other?
Yes, you guys have radios that can talk to each other.
Okay. And then, well, I guess that actually answers both questions. Never mind.
Okay. Yep, and that's built into the suit. It's like part of the heads-up display and stuff like that. These are like 2050, feels like almost, technologies. Like, definitely vulgar as fuck if you are on Earth, but you're not, so not a problem. Alright, so, anything else that you guys want to do? Are you guys gonna move towards this, or are you gonna, continue fucking around with your scanners? Anything else that you want to try and penetrate the barrier, using magic, or like being able to see beyond what's on the other side?
Yeah, let's just go towards it. I think that's probably it.
Yep. We're gonna branch out and come from different angles, or
I like that better than splitting up. If we kind of just all go at it.
Yeah. Let's it's mostly flat as we approach it. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. So you're in like a flatlands area, and you're just surrounded by, giant hills. I'm just gonna say mountains from now on, but they're not that big. They're not that gigantic. Or no, I'm not gonna say mountains. I'm just gonna say giant hills. Anyways, so yeah, this is like a 30-kilometer squared flatland area surrounded by giant hills.
Okay, yeah, we should walk towards it, but like 10 feet away from each other, like horizontally. I don't know why, it just feels right.
Okay.
Sweeping net style, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, and we are coming up on, a little over an hour into the stream here. So I'm gonna take our break here because I think this feels like a good commercial break area where you guys kind of have gotten to the point where you're trying to get here. You've got, starting to really find out, what the real game is gonna be here. So we're gonna take a 15-minute break here. So we'll be back at 8:20, and I'm gonna keep the audio going, but we're gonna be technically on break here, so we'll still be streaming. You can still hear what we'll be talking about, but we'll be stepping away from the actual PCs here so that we can kind of stretch out. Some people might jump off and stuff like that, but we will be back in 15 minutes, so 8:20.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be right back then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on mute.
Alright, I'm back. While we're waiting, if there's anybody who's watching, if you have any questions for us, we can answer them while we're on this little break here. So how far away are you from home, Mike?
54 minutes.
Oh, you will get back just in time for us to be wrapping up almost. Almost.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might just sit in the car when I go.
Layla's really wondering what's going on here. She's meowing at me. Alright, we'll be back on in about 3 minutes or so here. Alright, so we are back here. So, you guys had, or is everybody back? Are we missing anybody?
I don't think so.
Alright, cool. So you guys had just discovered that there's some kind of, like, about 4 kilometers in, there's like this 20 kilometers square, or round, basically, dome field of, something that's obscuring, or at least it looks like it's obscuring something, or it just looks really weird in the sensors. Or at least at that wavelength, this dome is obscuring whatever is behind that wavelength. Anyways, so you guys are going to head in. It takes about 4 kilometers before you reach the edge of the where you guys see this weird spectrum thing. So once you guys arrive at the very edge, you're just gonna continue walking past it, or are you gonna like stick your hand in, or because you can kind of see it now on your scanners. You're kind of at the edge now, and you can kind of like put your hand through the dome if you want. It looks like if you turn off that scan, that you're just gonna be reaching into air.
What do the node scanners look like here?
The node scanner is going crazy right now. It just is hopping all over the place and is like just completely malfunctioning.
I'd like to throw a rock through it.
Okay.
Like a tiny rock.
So you pick up a rock and you just toss it through?
Uh-huh.
I need to roll something.
That does not bode well.
Okay, nothing happens. Just goes to the other side. But actually, what you do see is kind of interesting. You throw it, nothing happens except for the rock just disappears instead of like. Once it
Okay,
hits
so we
that
don't ever
field.
see it land normally or anything.
Nope, it just completely disappears once it hits that field.
Huh.
And if you do it with your scanner on, you can see that it is as soon as it hits that barrier, basically.
So, you guys saw that, right?
Yup.
Who's gonna be the one to try?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I mean, should we try anything else first, or are you just gonna go for it? If this was really that bad, they would have sent us prepared, right?
This is the same people who gave us a button to get home.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair point.
I don't know. I think if it was dangerous, we probably would have been killed already.
Yeah. No. This is the moment. Yeah. See, this right here is why I need to start like building or creating organisms to be.
Oh, fodder for you.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Or a drone. Drones would be good.
Do we have any short lengths of rope or a stick or something? We could stick one of these scanners through the barrier and then pull it back.
They did provide you with rope. Well, not really rope as much as like a cable that, thick, good to grab onto type stuff, with a grappling hook at the end of it. So, it's attached to your suit. It's for climbing and stuff like that.
Alright, I tie it around the handle on the scanner and set it to continuously scan, and then I throw it in.
Bandages.
What's that,
Wait,
Amber?
hold on. I'm gonna attach one of my bandages on the end of it. The band-aid that acts like skin. So if it's of high temperature in there, it'll get singed.
Okay, so yeah, you're just testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Testing to make sure we're still okay.
Not just technology. All right. So yeah, you toss it on in. You have it scanning. I'm guessing you're having it scan like all the wavelengths. It can do it. Well, actually, this specific scanner can only do node stuff. Do you want to throw in one of your tricorder cell phones?
Yeah, sure. I'll hook that on there too.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna do both of these.
Tie
I
it
know
all
none of
together.
you guys have Prime, so this thing only does that. But if you want to do your other stuff, cool. So you throw your cell phone in order to take some basic scans of the area. You throw it in, you pull it back. You're able to take some scans. First thing I'm going to have you do is set up your cell phone for scanning. So technology plus intelligence, or actually wits, because you're doing it on the fly.
You know you gotta roll that, right?
Oh, god damn it, that's right. So yeah, I believe that's just this then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. And then I'll do an Arte roll. And you got 0 successes on your Arate roll. Do you want to roll again to try and?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We'll do another Arate roll. It'll be 1 higher difficulty, but still no successes. You got a 1 and an 8, and you got a 1 and a 7 last time. So difficulty is now still 3 for you because of the massive amount of successes you got to set up the thing. So you know that you haven't quite got the scan yet. Do you want to try and scan again?
Yeah, I'll throw it in a third time.
Alright, so after this you'll get +1 difficulty. And so it'll be difficulty 4. So this will be difficulty 3 though. At difficulty 3 you got 2 successes. That's enough to get a scan using your basic spheres. So you tie that thing back in and check out the analytics. There's fucking life on the other side, like lots of it. There seems to be the node also scanner has stopped fucking up and says that in the center of this dome is a is where the energy source is coming from. You didn't get it doesn't have, well, I guess it's kind of got like a cell phone, like a video function a little bit. It's not going to be like a drone for you, but you kind of were able to get some shots of it. And this is kind of like a little bit of kind of what you saw in the picture here. So so you kind of see like a farmhouse, chickens, there's corn and houses. I know this is Japanese, but this, it's not Japanese. But yeah, it's just or the picture is Japanese, but it's a bunch of like farmhouses and chickens and cows and dogs and children running around playing and
There's kids in there?
Yeah.
You mean test subjects?
But yeah, so
well,
that's kind of what
we don't know what they are.
But your phone and everything came back fine.
What do you think, Phaedra? Do you want to? I mean, I show them all that stuff. And I'm like, there's stuff on the other side, but I don't know what it's made of. Could be ephemera, could be ether, could be hallucinatory.
It looks relatively safe, though.
No. Would you take your helmet off in there? Because I don't think so.
You know I'm going to take my helmet off in there, right?
I thought you were going to take your helmet off in there. That's fine. I've got you in a test tube already.
I almost took it out here.
You like Total Recall? Or what's that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where they're on Mars?
Yeah, that's Total Recall.
Your eye popped out and shit.
Alright, do you guys want to do any other tests? Make sure it's safe?
Wish I had a scanner that would give me like O2 readings, like if there's oxygen in here and what the pressure and gravity of this area is like.
Yeah, just set up my cell phone or your cell phone to do it, and then throw it in and pull it back with the rope.
Okay. I want to know what gravity pressure is, oxygen level, if there's any other toxins that we would be worried about.
So he had correspondence, entropy, forces, matter, and spirit. So you did not detect. Well, you did detect some spirit activity, but the people themselves are not spirits. Besides, the normal spirit matter that a normal human is comprised of. Um, but you did see some spirit activity. There is some signs of spirits here, but it's definitely not the people or the animals. Um, the matter that you get back would get back the oxygen. So there is oxygen, a proper human or Earth level oxygen intake for you. Um, Correspondence kind of lets you know that definitely this force field, is what's, with forces and correspondence, it's kind of fucking with, being able to detect where it is. It's warded against being seen and being, scryed on, as well as, visually you can't see. Anything inside of here, of course. Entropy tells you that there isn't like a high level of corruption at all here. It seems to be extremely low level of entropy. So that's what the cell phone for Tycho would bring back.
Part of me is
Alright, so I
happy
figure-
that we don't we could probably just walk in there normally. The other part was damn. If they just made it to Mars, we could replicate them for the outside.
One's way easier to have happen to you, the other is just way cooler for you.
Yes.
So I figure we mark the perimeter and then schedule it for orbital bombardment.
Yeah, you can do that.
Should we report this to Kim? Because she did say if we found water source or living organisms, she'd be down to know about that. Or if we go away, I can take samples and stuff and act like none of this happened.
I feel like we can only get away with that so many times.
I just walk in. I just go.
Oh, good. I rush in behind.
Wait, like a normal person, because I'm gonna wait for him to take his thing off, and then if he decides to explode, I'm safe on this side.
Well, you can't see him if he walks through. So if he walks through, so does Robert, and they disappear. So we're not gonna say what happens to you guys yet. What are you doing, Phaedra? I mean, they could be dying right now. They could be burning in the fire.
I throw my camera in to watch.
Save us, Phaedra.
Smart. So I'm guessing you have remote camera set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have correspondence, right?
Yes, I got correspondence too.
Oh yeah, then you're fucking great. All right, cool. So Phaedra, you get to see what's going on. All right, so the boys walk through. You guys end up in Farm Town. You guys are on the outskirts of the town right now. There is a road a little bit off. You guys are kind of in the middle of a cornfield actually right now. Is what you guys kind of end up in, and you can kind of see, maybe about 20 feet. Well, actually, I'm not even gonna say, you guys end up in a cornfield, because that's kind of what happens when you end up in a cornfield, if you're in the middle of it. So,
Hey, Tycho.
Yeah, what?
Did you take your suit off?
No, I didn't take my suit off. Can I see over the corn?
No, but the camera when you threw it in was high enough to see over the corn, which is why you got to see the village, and you know that there's a road not too, maybe 20 feet away from where you guys are if you guys go right. And you can kind of see, if you turn around and look behind you, you don't see Mars. You see what looks to be like just a ocean of water that that goes on, and it seems to be feeding into this area. You know, you're kind of at the very edge of what looks to be like a beach. Do you want to walk back through? Because Phaedra didn't fall.
That's what I was going to do. Yeah, I was going to walk back.
Okay, you fall into... No, joking. You go back to Mars. Well, back to Mars, quote unquote.
Oh. Welcome back, Tycho.
Yeah, no, I think it's safe. Whatever this barrier is, it only seems to be illusory. So, I try to stand with my body on each half of the barrier for like a few seconds. Does it like pop? Does it pop me in either direction, or is there any kind of forces?
Nope. Yeah, you don't seem
Okay,
to
so you
be...
just stand here?
Yeah, you don't seem to be teleported or anything like that.
Okay. So it feels like it's physically here, and then there's just some sort of barrier that obscures and holds everything in. Okay.
Like a membrane?
Yeah. A semi-permeable membrane.
Huh. Damn, I wish I could take a sample. Okay, I'll go in with you. Reel my camera back in.
Yeah, go in.
Yeah, same.
Alright, so you guys are in the cornfield. Do you get, take off your stuff, or are you guys gonna walk in as spacemen?
I'm gonna go with Spaceman.
I'm gonna take off one glove.
Okay. You know,
Anything happen?
if you take off one glove, so I'm guessing you're securing it so that the rest of your skin is not being exposed or anything. This is not compromising the suit.
Like taking a zip tie and like going around with it to make sure nothing leaks in.
Right.
Take
Yeah.
off.
No, it's yeah, you're fine.
Huh. So are we gonna go in like these people's aliens, or are we gonna take off these suits?
Or are we going to go report back with what we found?
I don't know, I think these people live on Mars.
Yeah, but do you think they're aware that they're on Mars?
I really hope so.
What if it's like some weirdness where like they got yeeted onto Mars, but like they still think they're on Earth?
I don't know.
You don't know what the mages were doing up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my helmet on. I mean, I know I'm the kind of guy that would take my helmet off, but I'm gonna keep it on this time.
Okay, I'm putting my glove back on. If we're going in as aliens, I'm going full alien.
Yeah, I'm entirely contained still in my
We're gonna get stoned in the middle of this village.
Alright, so you guys are going to head on in. So you guys head over to the road then, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys start making your way into town. Everybody make a perception plus... we'll start with alertness, and then we'll do an awareness.
Difficulty?
Difficulty will be 6. So perception 3, alertness, and awareness is 2. Good. So 5. Tycho. Alright, Tycho got 1 success. Phaedra got 0 successes. And Robert got 3 successes. Alright, so Robert, or actually Phaedra, we're going to start with a failed success. Basically, you feel like you've just gone back in time. You don't see any technology, any real technology. There might be, maybe some motor vehicle type, tractor type kind of stuff, but you don't see any cell towers, or any, you know, phone poles, or electricity poles, or any sign of electricity really. Um, you just kind of are, you're kind of lost. You don't really know what the hell is going on right now. And you feel really weird because you're in this space suit. You're just kind of like preoccupied in your head, and you're not really looking around you. um, and Mike, or
Tycho.
Tycho, you are, you kind of just see, um, there's people that are farming, people at work. It looks like, it's a small village, that you kind of see here. It's not like a huge, settlement at all. It's only about, like I said, about 20 square kilometers here, but the village itself is probably only a kilometer, maybe 2 kilometers square. So you can kind of see into the village, and you see people kind of working the farms. Most of it is farmland around here. Different kind of fruits, vegetables. Trees are being grown in one area, and people are like hard at work. There's probably about, give or take, maybe 20 or 30 people that you can kind of see off in the fields at work. All of them men. And then you can kind of see into the village here. And then with 3 successes, Robert, you notice that not only does it seem like these are, like I said about with Phaedra, is that these are all, nobody's using technology or anything like that. So she is correct on that. It just is bewildering her beyond that point. But you're seeing also that some things are happening without, without the action of technology, such as like, the different kind of pieces of equipment working by itself, scythes cutting down corn, without a person, handling them. Some people are actually physically doing stuff as well, but then you're also seeing like one person do like one swing of a scythe, and it cuts down like a huge chunk of corn, just goes, slicing down. And you can kind of see that everybody's using a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
Can you tell us that?
Everybody go ahead and, well, before we do that real quick, because alongside of this you guys are going to get a perception plus awareness roll, so go ahead and do that, because that might key you in onto the magic. Oops. I'm going to do a full roll, reroll.
How fucking tired and everything.
2, 3, 4. So 4 successes for Tycho.
Perception, awareness, you said?
Yep.
I almost did alertness again. Whew.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. Alright, so we're going to start with Phaedra. So Phaedra, you're not seeing what the hell is going on, but you are in a magical motherfucking land. Like, you know it. Like, this is magic. This is all magic. This is all crazy, bunch of fucking crazy people using magic all around the place. This whole place is magic. But because you're not seeing stuff, I'm not going to really get specific there. Tycho, you had 4 successes, so you, alongside with, the basis of seeing these guys, you're not really seeing them, but you feel the magic coming from everybody. There is a strong essence of magic here, and it has, each individual seems to have like an aura of, not necessarily enlightenment, not necessarily that they're awakened, but they definitely are all at least like some sort of hedge mage. And then Robert, so you are getting the same kind of information. Trying to think if there's anything else that you would get from this. I'm gonna say on top of that, you also get like just a feeling of warmth and home, and comfort. Like the absence of technology, it like almost feels like your body like has like a level of relaxation that you've never felt before, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, this place is really off, you guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on around here. But at the same time, like, it feels good. I kind of want to. Is it weird to say I want to stay?
Yeah, because they're mages.
No, I know. Like, it definitely. I mean, it's freaking me out. There's something weird here, but like, doesn't it feel kind of just right?
Mm,
Yep.
I
got
felt more.
disconnected again.
Yeah.
I'm back.
So people are starting to take notice of you.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Nobody seems to be approaching you. You do see a kid run off, though, and seem to be heading to, like, the center of town.
Well, it's too late to hide now.
Yeah, I want to go towards the center of town. That's usually where the person in charge is.
I just want to make sure that nothing happens because I don't want us to do anything bad to these people. I think these are good people.
Okay.
We don't know that.
No, I'm pretty sure they're good people.
No, it could just be they're executing that on purpose. But we'll play it safe. Do you got like anything like a white badge you could put on your chest, make it look like it's peace? Let's go in calm, but get your weapons ready, I guess.
I don't think we'll need those.
You've been sipping the non-existent Kool-Aid most of our.
You just got high for the first time.
Okay.
Oh, it's like nothing I've ever felt. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, and I get you, but again, you could make that out of gas. Like this whole sphere.
I felt that. I felt
yeah.
that.
There's no persuading you, huh, Robert? Cool.
Wait, did I miss something?
Lead up to Tycho. He's feeling the love in this orb.
There's some major warmth radiating out from this place, and I've never experienced anything like that, so it's kind of got me really excited.
Oh, some other stuff that you are I forgot you would be hearing is choir songs and hymns and people just there's an odd kind of like echoing of a choir coming from the very center as well of this like background song that just kind of like fills the air, different than sound should. It doesn't come from the center. It almost comes from your heart more than anything. But
see what I'm saying?
But so there is this. I forgot that there's a huge part of this is that you do feel this religious, like high level of faith and just loving songs of, and not your like it has like Christian-ish tones to it and stuff, but it's different than anything that you've ever heard. It has a mixture of all the religions and faiths and but still with a strong, of course, Christian like choir feeling to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he take his helmet off?
No. Although I'm starting to think we should, because we don't want to scare these people.
But yeah, that is everybody is getting that song and that feeling as well with these songs that they're hearing.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be able to resist it.
You can if you wish.
Yeah, and I'm also setting a timer for how long we should be in here. Like I'm setting in 10 minutes that I'm gonna grab both these people if we need to get out.
All right. So with that new information, though, are you guys still heading into town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way into town. As you guys make your way into the town itself, you can kind of see stores and people, kind of doing commerce and stuff like that. People kind of look at you weird, but don't, some mothers grab their children and pull them away to try and oh no, are they going to take my child? And there's hushed whispers of people talking, and but nobody approaches you. Do you guys approach anybody?
Are we in the center of town?
Not yet. You guys are kind of at the very beginnings of the town. Some of the stuff that you're seeing is like town shops and stuff like that, but you also see like women and sitting out with their children, making different clothing, and it looks like most stuff that they're wearing is kind of handmade, although it has a modern twist to it. These definitely aren't like Amish, and you even see some aspects of modern stuff, but you also see it mixed in with a lot of like 16th century type stuff.
Okay.
You said there there's people like sitting on like what, porches along the road?
Yeah, well, porches along, on their houses along the road.
Okay. Well, I'll stop in front of one of them and turn on my external speaker and wave and say, "Greetings. Assuming you speak English, I was wondering if I might trouble you to point me in the direction of somebody who might be considered some sort of person in charge, if it's not too much trouble."
The most polite alien ever.
Well, yeah. I basically just said,
your leader.
take me to your leader. Yeah.
So you came up to what looks to be like a middle-aged, woman who's been, who's just like working on some clothing, who, watched you suspiciously as you walked up, and she goes, "Hey, if you won't go and talk to the missus, she'll get you straight." Oh, democracy in our city, unbelievable. I can't believe, what are the days coming to?
So they know who we are.
I did not expect Cockney. I was thinking more of a Pennsylvania Deutsch, possibly a transatlantic.
That was my attempt at...
But anyway, let's go see the missus.
She's already heard of you.
Yeah.
She'll be coming to see you, I'm sure.
Alright, yeah. Let's just go to the center of town. I'm sure that's where she is.
Yes.
Get away from this woman. Have him stop that stupid voice. Oh my god, I'm crying.
Oh, because no one else is going to talk like that? No, you're on the hook now.
Yeah, it's permanent. These people are all secluded, they all talk like this now.
We're in a right pickle, we are.
Oh man. Oh crap, I can't stop crying.
You're gonna need to look up some rhyming slang to make this.
Yes, definitely.
As we walk into town, I comment on the fact that the Cockney accent is more of a inner city accent in the southern areas of Britain. So it's strange that this would be occurring here in a farming community. I'm really interested to see how that developed culturally.
Tycho, that's what you're surprised about? Not the fact that she knew we were technocracy, or these are all clearly mages, and Robert's over here feeling the vibes.
Yeah, Phaedra, I ran around in the Umbra with werewolves for 4 years.
In case you had forgotten.
It's I'll tell you when something surprises me. Which actually the last thing we did that one surprised me.
Yeah, kind of sad that it's just all humans here, and this is kind of semi-normal. I was hoping like it was Space Monkey.
Yeah.
I wanted Space Monkey.
Alright, so you guys make your way to the center of the town, and you let's bring this to the front. You run into the nun Erila. Oh, you don't know her name, I guess, yet. So anyways, so you see a woman walk up. She's got a sword. It's not unsheathed like this, like she's not ready to cut you down. But she's got like what looks to be kind of like some armor on, as like kind of like battle armor-ish. It's not anything crazy. But she also has like the nun top. She has her sword sheathed currently, but she does have her hand on it, and she is walking up to you briskly with, a stern look on her face.
Hello, ma'am.
I can't because I'll just laugh the entire time.
Yeah, that's fine.
She just walks up, she says, "So what is the technocracy, sorry. She goes, "I was wondering when the technocracy was going to come knocking on our door. I see that you guys set up base nearby."
Yeah.
Well, they
sent us out.
You don't usually look like the usual troops they send to these kind of settlements.
Yeah, we're not part of the military wing. We're just explorers.
What kind of settlement is this, Miss? If you don't mind me asking.
Here.
This is beautiful.
Well, this is the home that we created for ourselves over 400 years ago in fleeing the persecution of the Burning Times.
I look over at Tycho at the mention of the Burning Times with a confused look on my face.
I don't think I know that one either.
Well, that's what we locally refer to it as. You would probably call it the Inquisition.
Oh, like the Inquisition.
How unexpected.
I am Elena of the Celestial Choir, and this is the home that our village escaped to. We were once a small village in England, and having a Inquisition troop arrive to destroy our village forced us to do extreme measures, and we were able to find sanctuary and bring our town or our village to Mars. And once again, the technocracy has come to burn my village, I'm sure.
Well, we didn't come to burn it.
Oh, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about what comes after you. But you can let them know that they won't be taking this area without a fight. But I won't kill the messenger.
Sweet, can I have some questions?
Well, thanks. It's right kindly of you, ma'am.
So what you're telling me is you guys have been isolated for about 400 years?
Oh, we have not been isolated at all. We have had connections back to Earth, and many of our people have made their way back and forth from Earth. In fact, with the population that we have, we couldn't possibly keep the lines from crossing, if you understand my meaning.
Looking around the square that we're in, is that source of that choir music immediately apparent?
Yeah, I would say that there's a building so you can see there's like a center building here. This has more of a churchy kind of feeling to it than the picture really is depicting, but there's like a center churchy, but not, it's not super apparent that it's a church at all either. It kind of actually does resemble more of a regular building, but you can hear a choir singing inside there, and once you get close to the point where you can actually hear them, then you're hearing them, and it also still emanates from the heart, but all the where what you were hearing way far away before, the sound waves weren't getting to you, just the song.
Yeah, I am very distracted by that church.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I want to ask her, like, just a barrage of questions all at once, basically. Like, so, you have been getting access from the outside world, but, like, what are your medical records like? How many, like, illnesses have you had? I want to check if you've had smallpox or polio or any of those illnesses similar to what's been happening on Earth. Can I have a blood sample?
Well, ma'am, what are your names?
Oh, sorry. My name is Phaedra Bennett. It is wonderful to meet a person who's been here.
And you gentlemen?
Robert Kell, ma'am.
And I'm Tycho Vance, son of the famous deep space explorer Buck Samsonite. You might have heard of him.
She raises an eyebrow, but, well...
Has he been around here? He went missing some years ago. Never mind, you know what? We can talk about that later.
Anyways, in answer to some of your questions, I don't necessarily feel comfortable divulging any more information than what you've already received, considering that I'm pretty sure everything that I tell you and everything you learn here just goes back. It makes it easier for them to attack our settlement. I'm going to have to politely ask you to leave at this point.
Would you mind if I took one look inside of there? And I point towards the church. Before we go, the song is just so beautiful. I've never heard anything like it.
And you have an innocent intent. You just want to go.
Yeah.
Check it out. I regret. I regretfully have to say that I would if it was under different circumstances and if I could confirm that your people weren't coming to burn my village, I would be more than happy to give you a tour of the town, as well as the choir. However, under these specific circumstances, I do believe that we are under almost an immediate, imminent attack, and you are more a messenger of doom than anything at this point. But as I said,
I feel bad now.
To leave, and we will be preparing for battle.
Is there any way I can persuade her to, like, at least let me archive them, before they get wiped out? Because it's just so pretty that
they get wiped out.
It's like a wonderful clear petri dish that's just been sitting out here. How could I not want to record this?
I do apologize. And
But,
I mean, if you were here to help, that would be different. But I have a feeling that that is not the case.
yeah, pull both of the two people aside, Robert and Tycho, and I talk to them. We have to preserve this. It's like a national treasure at this. Like, they're like an endangered species that I just can't let go extinct.
I mean, from what I'm hearing,
it's like discovering a new animal on Earth and then for it to get poached. I can't allow this. It's too much.
Fucking maybe another phone. I was going to suggest, the technocracy does not necessarily have an antagonistic relationship with tradition mages. There is a possibility that we could coexist on Mars. We just need to, propose terms.
Ooh, okay.
And what Phaedra, what you said, sounds perfectly reasonable. There might be, things that they could offer here. Safe haven in emergencies.
Make this. We can make this like similar to the internet, where it's a neutral zone. Help it be a mediator. Like, could we persuade both these people and ours? Like, just set aside a section where it could be a neutral zone.
I mean,
Did that make any sense? Like the digital world.
That shit's way above our pay grade.
Yeah, but like,
what kind of alliance it would be. I mean, the technocracy might be like, well, no, we're just gonna aerially bombard it or something.
Okay.
I should that up to us.
Okay. I turn back to what is it? The nun with the sword.
Oh, sorry, Elena.
Okay. I turn back to Elena and I'm like, hold off on your aggressive stance for a little while. Give it some time. We are going to persuade, instead of aggression, some type of mediator to come in next to talk to you.
Well, we will continue to prepare our defensiveness. We do not plan on attacking the technocratic facility, but we do not believe that the technocracy will allow our existence to be here. It is not we do not wish to wipe them. We have seen what the progenitors are doing in the biodome, and we are not against that. It is not a military facility, and they don't have a military facility nearby. We are willing to coexist with the technocracy in this area as long as we do not intrude upon each other's areas. But it is highly unlikely that the technocracy is going to give us terms that are so good.
Would you be willing to compromise in any way?
What's that?
Would you be willing to compromise in any way? Give us something to work with.
I mean, what kind of compromises are you looking for?
The whole reason why we came into this area at all is because we had found your node or energy as strong as one. If there was a way where, even if it's not 50%, where we could cohabitate in some type of way towards that, it would help preserve what you have.
I mean, to prevent war, I definitely would be open to negotiating with the technocracy, but as I suspect, your pay grade is probably not high enough to make decisions for your masters.
But we could give good reports.
Correct, and I will I would be willing to negotiate. But I need to negotiate with somebody that has authority.
That's perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let's go lay the groundwork, guys.
Yeah, I think we need to save this place for sure.
I love how we're both in agreement for completely different things.
This place does not represent the future that the technocracy
No, but as a progenitor and
wants.
But we can also persuade them that they are really good research. I know that my fellow progenitors would also feel the same.
It's just, the technocracy is moving into Mars. They need energy. This place has a lot of energy.
They have a bunch of energy, but they also have been here for 400 years. They know the layout way better than we do. And their bodies have have acclimated, even if it's inside of this orb, that data would be beneficial to us. We can at least buy them enough time for us to do the research. And I don't really care what happens after that point.
So are you guys going to continue talking just standing here in this near center of town, or are you going to start making your way back? She's kind of watching you guys now. Oh, you're walking and talking?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, so you guys have made it, somewhat towards the edge of the town at this point. You guys didn't take off your suits or anything, so you guys can just walk back on out. So, you do see, as you're walking by, you just see like a couple children at play, with hacky sacks that are they're just doing perfect, and doing weird stuff with it that just would almost seem inhumanly possible. You see, people just, they kind of look at you, but they just kind of go about their business after you guys got done talking with Elena. It doesn't seem like the town is on high alert at this point.
Not yet.
But you do get a feeling of tenseness, as you kind of walk by. It's as you get within a certain vicinity of people, it's that, as you get closer to people, they just start looking at you and being suspicious more. But then as you get away from them, they just go, or if they're on the horizon or whatever, they're just going about their business, doing their stuff. You guys get to the edge and you're back at Mars. You guys are gonna make your way back to the
Yes.
facility.
Yeah, now I'm a little put off though, because after leaving, I'm assuming I lose that feeling of warmth pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, you have a memory of it, but you
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right to me. So, I'm curious what you guys are thinking about that place. I don't necessarily like that it had me liking it so much. That makes me suspicious. What if it was all a ruse?
Yeah, you finally figuring that out?
What if it's all a ruse, you guys?
The one thing is that so the sense that the specifics, like that, because you had such an extremely high awareness, it wasn't that there was anything necessarily like a spell or anything. It would just level of magic and level of like.
And being my first big experience with that, I think it just overwhelmed me, and I'd rather attribute it to them than myself.
No, that makes sense. I'm just making sure that.
Yep.
Mechanically, you know that it wasn't.
Yep.
But your character believing that, I totally support. So, yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Phaedra, I'm not so sure that we should be trying to protect them as much. What if they know better than we do for once?
Robert. Sunshine. Yeah. You don't understand how beautiful that place is. Let me lay the groundwork. When you want to test out a virus, or you want to see if you can create vaccines,
I'm going to stop you right there. Are you talking about using these people to test out biochemical weapons?
No.
I love it. That's where Phaedra went.
Let me finish. What you want is a clean slate. I'm not necessarily saying we gotta start with the kids. That would be, I guess you guys would call that inhumane. Is that where you're at?
Ethics in medicine, Phaedra?
We're on Mars. We don't have those rules here.
This ain't Star Trek.
I'm flabbergasted. I thought I knew you. I knew you liked messing around with cloning and taking people's hair and stuff, but this is next level for you.
Say for killing them. This is not what I'm talking about. What we're basically asking for, this is the closest that you can get to a neutral variable. Because they didn't go through polio and smallpox and all those other diseases that we have on Earth. What I'm asking for from them are just blood samples that we can then test and experiment on. This could give us a brand new wave of pills and vaccines, and because they're as close as we can get to clean test subjects. We don't have to kill people to get vaccines.
So Phaedra, you're for, reporting this absolutely straight, no lies, and suggesting that we just, use this place?
We use it under the same guise that when you find a new territory on Earth, like you found a new section on the safari and you found animals there, you don't wipe out that whole rainforest just because it's got oil, do you? No, because there's more benefit for research.
All right. Also oil.
I mean, yeah, you can siphon off a little bit of oil on the side, but you don't burn the entire rainforest just for oil. Just a section of it. Add it something slowly.
I think we're all, and I say all, but I don't know about Tycho. I think me and Phaedra are both in agreement that we can't just put these people up on the chopping block for everybody. Might have slightly different motivations.
Yeah, I still like the idea of, I don't know. The thing is, we can't we can't really obscure our
Yeah, I'm sure they know most
report
of it.
enough.
Yeah, no, just give me some time. I can put a PowerPoint together and get. I wish I would have been able to get a sample to like give data as to why. Also, let me talk to Kim. She seems like she'd be on my side on this.
I'm gonna let. If you feel as strongly about this one, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
Thank you. Tycho, with us, or do you have a reason why we shouldn't care?
Oh wait, what's your proposal?
Keeping that place functioning for at least the next 20 years, until, they get diluted by our interaction, would be beneficial to what we crave as technocracy as a whole. At least medically. The advances that we could push for with having a society that had been isolated for the last 400 years far outweighs us going to war to take over the fucking node. There's nodes everywhere. But to find a section like this, hard to come across. You know what I'm saying? Did I lose you?
I'm here. Did we lose?
It looks like you're muted, Motorori.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I was switching devices here. I still can't grok in my head how we reveal to the technocracy in some sort of like status report that like we found the node and it's this.
You start with Kim. Because again, what she asked us, yes, was for the node, but when I asked her if we needed to find other things, she said a source of water and a source of life. And if we start with progenitors and build a case with progenitors, they can then persuade the technocracy as a whole. Do you get me?
Oh, yeah. This Dr. Kim might be able to make a personal alliance with these people. She probably has the authority to just say, like, yeah, that node is garbage or whatever. Or basically lie.
Or if she has enough data to back up our claims as to why they are beneficial medically, or the word that I'm trying to use, we can get a pass for them for at least a little while.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the next step is to go back and talk to Dr. Kim.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head back to Dr. Kim. All right. So when you guys get back to Dr. Kim, she's checking off stuff on a check list and looking at plans and doing calculations and stuff, and she looks over and says, you have come back, I hope with good news.
With great news, Dr. Kim.
You're coming in really bad.
Am I better now?
Yep.
I come back with wonderful news. We seem to stumble across all three of the things that you wanted from us.
Oh, do tell.
Would you like to go somewhere a little bit more private?
She raises an eyebrow and she's like, no, that is fine. You can give your report here.
Okay. Echo, do you still have your recordings from when we first initially came across the area?
Oh, yeah. I'll download a slideshow from my helmet cam.
Okay. It seems what we have come in contact with are individuals who have been isolated, or not necessarily completely isolated, but have inhabited that area for the last 400 years. And I'm saying that while we're seeing the slides. As you can see, there are children and adults, as well as livestock and trees. Did the trees look similar to what we have on Earth, or are they a little bit different variety?
Look like Earth.
Okay. As I came into contact with their leader, which I forgot her fucking name. Robert Tycho, what were their names? Her name again?
Lealura.
Elena.
She told us that she came from England right around the Crusade, or was it the Crusades? No.
The Inquisition.
Been there for
Inquisition. Yes. They've had limited contact with the outside world. And they were semi-wary of us, but they were willing to compromise with interacting with the node. But what more along the lines that fascinated me, and I hope you as well, was the fact that they have been there for 400 years. The level of isolation could be beneficial to us in developing new variants on vaccines and antibiotics and the different mutations that we could come across, dealing with individuals who have been isolated for that long.
Phaedra, do you mind if I try to distill down our thoughts here?
Yeah.
Essentially, Dr. Kim, this is a pastoral English village that exists physically here on Mars. And they fully understand that the technocracy is moving into the area. We were told to leave, and they are preparing to defend their village and this realm that exists there, presumably using the power of the node that you sent us to find. We understand that as the lowly Technogate team that we are, we can only advocate that we don't simply report that it's there and allow the technocracy to do what it will. We were hoping perhaps you might be able to negotiate some sort of deal with them, that they might be able to stay here without the technocracy destroying them.
Interesting.
We assume is what they would do, which maybe we're wrong. We don't know.
Interesting. Definitely something that we will have to take into consideration. I hear you're pleased to study this as void engineers and a progenitor. I understand the need to understand such a interesting encapsulation of the human species from such an era. I will definitely go back to my superiors and have to work with them and see and convene the council and see how they feel about this matter. You said that they were interested in coexistence.
They were open to the idea of negotiations in their benefit, but they are preparing for battle.
Okay, I will go and inform the council, and we'll see what they have to say. So she heads on out. You guys, wait around for a little bit, comes back, and lets you know that the council has been made aware, and they are deliberating at this time. It is out of her hands. But perhaps we can start preparations for what I believe, I gave a strong endorsement to the council to approve this, and I believe that we will get some form of approval to at least start negotiations. So I believe we can start to proceed with that in mind. What were you thinking? What did you see there? What kind of defenses, or do they have? Did you see where the node was, or was there any? Did they have any things that would be of benefit to us? Ways of growing in the Mars environment, or was the environment more Earth-like?
The environment was more Earth-like. It seems like they had your basic tools of that area that they have first originated from. They did lean more heavily in magical elements. If that's the word that you could use for what they were doing.
There are a significant, at least at the power level, there is a significant presence of reality deviant. Although I don't think, according to them, they do not wish us any harm. Unless we were to bring it to them.
They actually really did like what you were specifically doing here on Mars. With your research, they were aware of this facility.
Interesting. I'll have to speak to our scouting agents as well more. They should have been able to pick up such a interesting disturbance.
I should tell you, ma'am, that they really seemed like a peaceful, good-natured people. I don't think they pose a threat.
Yeah, they didn't have what you would call a great military threat or presence.
Interesting. Well, she gets a ding on her wrist, and she says, well, looks like the council is reconvening. I will go meet with them one more time and hopefully get an answer here. She heads back out, and you guys wait just a little while, about 5 minutes go by, and she comes storming back in with like an angry look on her face, and then you see like all the lights, go into like a red alert, kind of thing, and a bunch of troops just materialize all around. There's people getting into formations and everything, and
They were full avatar. I'm sad.
well, looks like we have been overturned by the council. They are going to be launching their attack immediately. There's a all-out war for Mars at this point being waged, and they do not believe that coexistence on Mars will be possible. They believe that only by exterminating the reality deviants will they be able to truthfully, properly re-terraform Mars for Earth to utilize, or for the humanity to utilize?
Can I request one thing? That they at least save some samples.
Oh well, I'm sure that our teams will do our best.
Okay. Well, let's go home.
I never even got to see inside the church.
Yeah, I feel really bad for those
We're
people.
recording. Oh. Yeah, it's very sad. Let's go
Welcome
home.
to the world of darkness.
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm kind of sad that I lost all that wonderful research data, but you said she'll give me some samples.
People have been there living their peaceful, happy life for hundreds of years until we showed up.
Yeah, we do the same to the fucking rainforest. You're not crying about it.
Well, you guys have, so basically you guys, it's probably about midnight now, for you guys. You guys have, had time to, kind of get all, get there, do all the stuff that you've been doing. Altogether, you should have about 12 more hours that you're going to be here, give or take, or that's when the ship should arrive to come pick you up. So you are escorted to, that all the military officers are getting all of their shit together to go get to raid this place. Looks like they've got hit marks and tons of other fucking shit here. Apparently, you kind of look out one of the windows and you can see a bunch of tanks are getting, set up, and mechs and other
All
fucking
right.
shit. And
I'm gonna do something.
okay.
Okay. Let's see. I have dimensional science, correspondence. Phaedra and
Yeah.
at the very least, a private channel. Boop. We should at least try to warn them, right? They have a way to get out.
I mean, they said they've been interacting with people on the outside this whole time, and these are the same people who fled the Inquisition. I'd be surprised if, they don't realize halfway through them losing, they don't have an exit strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go and report, more power to you.
Okay.
Stop you is what I'm saying.
Given what they had inside there, can I figure out any way to send them a message? I realize now.
Well, interesting.
Yeah, there are kids there,
Yeah, there were a lot of kids. They're Christians without condoms, so, popping up the babies. Anyways, so the, to be honest, I can't think of anything off the immediate top of my head. They don't have any technology for you to interact with. You can't send a pigeon or something like that. Any even just basic stuff is all kind of out the window because of ours.
You watch, there's going to breed my speckled monkey that I want. Why couldn't we just be space monkeys here? Would you have cared if the organisms inside the dome weren't human? Would you have raised this much of a stink?
No, but, in my previous adventures, we were, fighting for the survival of all good creatures, and
you guys are heading on your way back, right, to the building, or the Or you guys are heading like to like a resident, or she's taking you to to your rooms basically. So this is on your talk on the way to the rooms. But one thing that you do hear as you guys are like leaving this main area is them talking about how to deal with reality deviants and not to be, don't fall to their illusions that they may look like innocent children, but they are all demons and monsters inside. That these are the enemy, and the enemy are trying to kill and wipe out all of humanity and conquer it, using their magical reality deviant ways. These are not humans. And kind of like, talk is happening from one of the sergeants to the troop that he's, commanding. And anyways, so you guys walk into the corridor at this point. You guys are kind of to your room.
Yeah, without mind and correspondence, I don't think I have anything.
I mean, I have correspondence in my, I have one in mind and two in correspondence. What do you want?
I mean, I could probably hook you up to some sort of signal booster.
And do you want me to use basically ESP to send someone a message?
Yeah, it's like a basic one-way telepathy.
Okay.
It's like a message spell. I took scans when one of the glasswalkers did it. Let me see if I can replicate it.
Alright, so go ahead and roll, well, for this, what's the technology that you're using? Or what's your foci?
I have a wave interpolator, that's been on my dad's belt forever, and it's just I've never used it myself, but I bet Phaedra would know how to use it. Probably intuitive.
Okay, I want you guys to roll wits plus technology, difficulty of 9, and you both need to roll. And this is kind of you guys kind of working together to. You're trying to send like are you trying to send like a message or?
Yeah, just didn't work out. They're coming for you. Just trying to warn you so you can get out before you all die.
So try to keep this to a one sentence type of thing. I feel like it would be an easier success.
Okay. So you guys got some good successes there. We're going to start off at difficulty of 3. Tycho, you getting involved? Or, wait, no, Robert, you didn't roll for this. Never mind, that was a different one. So Tycho got 2 successes, and Phaedra got 2 successes. And Robert, you're not assisting in this, is that correct?
No, I'm really hoping it works, though.
Okay. He's like, I'm with you. Okay, so you guys got 2 successes, so we're going to start you off at difficulty. Base difficulty is going to be, because this is a level 2 spell, it'll be difficulty of 5, but you guys got enough successes right now to bring it down to 3 to start with. So you roll your Arate difficulty of 3. Ooh, that doesn't look good.
Zero. It's a 0. Can I try again? And I'll spend a willpower?
No, failure doesn't break anything. Botches would break things. So you guys technically still got 2 successes. So working together, you guys are still... you're able to get out a 1 sentence at this point. You can try and make it better by getting more successes.
Okay. We tried but failed. We're sorry.
Run.
Okay. That can be sent. It'll be that nun will kind of get a you're sending it on like a wavelength, like like a G 2.4 megahertz, frequency that like kind of downloads into her brain in some weird way, using voodoo science. That's totally going to be vulgar, I would say, completely and utterly vulgar. But guess what? You bitches are on Mars. Ain't no fucking vulgar here. So you're good. You totally would be not good if you were on Earth, but you are in Mars. So, yeah. So she got that message, you believe?
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
It's literally.
So people who were able to scoop on this facility, I'd be fucking surprised if they don't snoop and see all those big ass tanks. We don't really need to tell them about those. They'll see what the threat is and decide whether or not they want to leave.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are going to just go to sleep, I'm guessing, then?
No, you two can take a rest. I'll watch. I'll do watch just in case.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried that someone might have intercepted our message on its way out or something. At least known someone tried tipping them off.
We'll take shifts. You guys take a rest first. I'm gonna set up a device, tripwire, basically just to let me know when someone comes by.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that goes smooth. No problems. Nobody comes by. Nobody interferes with you guys.
You goddamn rules. I want to do one mission where we actually do what we're supposed to do.
So after that, you guys go into bed?
Suppose so.
It's very important that you sleep, so.
Yeah, I'll wait about 3 hours, wake somebody up, and go to bed.
We could have lied, but they are reality TV.
Wow. You guys really are fucking the technocracy, aren't you?
So that I lost my shiny petri dish, but it's fine. I'll get samples.
Yeah, you guys are the technocracy.
Hey, I'm a void engineer. Not all the reality deviants are bad.
No, these guys were bad. These guys are gonna go get fucking murdered by a bunch of people because it's like, petri dish gone.
In the end, they do threaten the forward movement of humanity.
I didn't see it that way. If anything, because they've been isolated for so long, they could have better fit society, and I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, you were gonna experiment on them.
Yeah, Phaedra, you're the most technocratic out of this bunch.
Everyone keeps talking about how these people are so bad, but that was one of the nicest places I've ever visited. Just saying.
Kill him.
Yeah, well, the Vatican seems nice until you find out what's happened to them.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the mid-90s. I don't know what you're referencing.
Oh, we've heard whispers.
they've been doing that for a long time. You don't think they're just now?
It's so long. Circle.
I mean, no, everybody's an asshole. I don't see. There's no such thing as a saint. So.
All right. Well, you guys fall asleep, wake up the next day, and ship is gonna come pick you guys up. You guys go eat breakfast, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen in to hear any news of the attack.
You do see there is a few people in the mess hall that are all fucked up, not really bad, because they wouldn't be in the mess hall, they'd be in medic then. But you do see some people that are like, got some, you know, like bandages and like other like medical equipment like strapped to them that's, you know, allowing them to walk around freely without being hooked up to like some, you know, cord that they need to be plugged into a wall or a machine or something. But they have like machines on them, you know, like advanced medical nanobite, you know, technology, shit like that, that's like working on them. There definitely is a bunch that seem to be missing. Either they're in medical, still on the battlefield, or, you know, or you have no idea, you know, at this kind of point, you know, just coming in and waking up for breakfast. But there does seem to be like, there are a few soldiers that are in here that are eating. It looks like they've been through hell.
Oh no.
We
Looks
ever
like
meet
they're
that
having
woman,
problem.
she is gonna kill us.
What?
If we ever meet that woman again, she is either gonna kill us or thank us.
You guys did a pretty good balancing act, I have to say. You didn't endear her to the point where she's gonna be like, I'm an ally with these guys, and help you guys in the future per se. But she's definitely not probably gonna hunt you down because of that message.
Silver linings.
So,
Linings.
I'm gonna go flying over to one of the tables, somebody like severely wounded. I'm like, oh no! It seems like you've been wounded. What happened? Is there anything I can do to help? You know, talk about it.
He's like, oh my god, he like looks down, he's like, you can't imagine what it looks like when a farmer pulls out a scythe and just cuts all of your comrades down next to you, and then a woman like prays to fucking God while floating in midair, and lightning bolts and beams of light shoot down, fucking fry entire battalion.
Oh no, sweetie, do you want a hug?
He takes your hug.
God damn it.
You get laid now too, if you want.
At his shoulder as I'm looking for danger for hair.
Oh my god.
I saw it coming.
I didn't.
Sure, yeah, you can get some hair.
Oh,
Oh man.
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm really starting to realize just how skewed my perspective might have been, because I'm remembering that image of them chopping down like swaths of wheat with one swipe, like feet in every direction. After what that guy just said.
You
I
totally
mentioned it for a
forgot.
reason, man. I mentioned it for a reason.
Yeah, no, I didn't care. I remember. I just like whatever. Okay, pat dude on the shoulder. Go back to my table. Well, it looks like our specimens may be actually working out. Anything to say?
I didn't expect that. They seemed
You
very
thought
peaceful.
you thought that because we went to a place that literally was able to survive one of the most violent times of our history was just gonna lay down and take it? You are adorable.
So do you guys want to go check out and try and get an official report of what's going on, or you got about like 4 hours before the ship gets here?
I feel like we should like there's no point until they come back with the end result. But if you guys want to,
I mean, you don't know if there's an end result yet. This guy didn't really divulge that. He was just kind of blubbering on about how people are dying a lot.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want to know.
Robert, you should probably tape, like, get some mental recordings. That'd be very helpful for like research on PTSD. No? Okay. Just me?
I think I might have cut out. What was the question?
I said you should probably go talk to those individuals. It would be very helpful on research on PTSD.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely need to hear a little bit more about what happened, but I also don't want to put those men through reliving that trauma so soon afterwards.
Okay.
So you said we have like 4 hours. Do you think we could try getting do you think we could try getting the official story first before we try to, pry a little bit more out of these guys, or do you think we should do it the other way?
Are you talking to us or are you talking to Josh?
Oh crap! I guess a little of both.
Huh.
Well, if you're
Yeah,
talking
I
to
guess-
God, I'm not going to answer. So
Yeah, I think we should. I think these men have been through enough right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picturing what those farmers were doing, and I don't know if I want to hear about it right now.
I think in my head, I'm thinking if I read the report and find out that any of those kids died, I'm going to be angry with myself. So I am going to go inside my bubble and pretend that they got all the kids out first. And as long as I don't read any reports, that's how it happened.
Let's just do a quick roll real quick. I have a dilemma that I need to figure out. Okay. I'll back down. You guys are...
all right, cool. Well, you guys then kind of just chill out and wait around until the spaceship comes and picks you guys up and takes you back to Technogate Command. The captain asks you if anything interesting happened while you were surveying.
Oh my god, you guys, we get to go back with a successfully completed mission. I just want to point that out.
And
find a way to call us lazy or some shit.
You didn't lie. The only thing you did is just, you still had to be a little bit of deviance and let them know that.
yeah, there's only one lie this time. It's a personal best.
We did, like, that happened in my sleep. It was an accident.
So much easier to cover up. So the, captain, just kind of, talks to you guys about, this, kind of just, we're not going to get into it because we're coming up here 10 o'clock anyways, so, but yeah, you guys get back, they go through the rigmarole of full debriefing. They also gave you like a debrief, a rest of a debriefing before she went fully to the council to get like, at least, more specifics and stuff like that. But you do like a full debriefing here. The doctor checks you out, make sure that you haven't been fucked up by that, encounter with these guys, and they didn't drug you or do any weird shit to you or replace you with clones.
Paco doesn't want to know the full end result in casualties, but I do.
Does somebody not want to know? Well, no, I'm just gonna tell you then, because but your character cannot know if you want them not to know. But there has been massive casualties on the technocracy side. You don't know exactly how many casualties on the tradition side, but they definitely have taken some, and the battle can, it's simmered down to not a consistent battle that's happening, but lines have been drawn in the sand and trenches have been dug, and people are, shooting, slinging bullets and spells at each other across the way in Mars now. And her research facility has basically become a new military facility now, and she's kind of lost most control over her facility at this point.
That's were they able to procure a sample?
Not yet.
Okay.
But yeah, the initial assault was a major failure. You guys didn't come back with real good, solid information as to like what they're capable of, and they kind of seemed peaceful to you. But besides that, they were all magic users, but they apparently are all very proficient in combat. And their non-technology was making fools of the giant tanks that were just exploding, causing horrible problems for people.
I wonder if we would have said they had a high military influence, would the outcome have been different? Would they have been more willing to do negotiations? Oh well.
Probably not, considering that the reason for it is that apparently, unbeknownst to you guys, there is a full-on 100% war that's happening, basically, or at least that the technocracy has declared on the traditions on Mars, and they're going to. There's also the Ascension War that's still just constantly going on anyways, but like Mike said, there are times of and situations where, peace treaties have been worked out throughout the, for limited individuals and groups and stuff like that, throughout time, throughout the Ascension War. But this is a little bit different. Things seem to be heating up in the Ascension War as well. As to one of the ideas that Technogate is no longer really working with any tradition mages anymore, as to the reason why all of the other dudes got kicked out of office, or out of, positions of power here, and are up for treason, basically. And yeah, there's a restructuring of the technocracy that's happening where those kind of deals are out the window right now, and it is wartime.
That sucks. Man, it's not as much political room. Okay.
So, I'm going to give you all 4 experience for that. And, yeah, you didn't really make any new enemies or anything like that. You guys kind of just went there, got what you needed to be done. The general might not be as much of a dick to you now that you've completed a mission, and, help scout out a valuable target, and, help push the Ascension War in the direction that he wants it to go, so.
About this job, guys.
Like evil Star Trek. Ugh.
You are the technocracy.
Yeah, I know.
What did you expect?
I'm kind of getting into it. I like it.
You're kind of seeing to their way now, huh?
Ready to do more evil shit, please.
Ooh, the ends justify the means?
Yeah, ends justify the means. That's always been a great statement. I always hear people say great things.
Alright, peeps and peepettes, I do have to get ready to go.
Alright, well, that is going to end our stream then. This is Frozen Fallout signing out, and I'll let the other guys sign off as well if you'd like.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
This is Moto Rory signing out. Should we do that every time?
Alright, I'm stopping now.